technique would be most helpful in this situation? Please understand the 7-step formula. If you still haven't received my 7-step formula of how to solve question answer, message me or email me on the number. I'll share that book free of cost. You need that book. It's a booklet, 17 pages, free of cost, how to solve answer questions. Which tool or technique would be most helpful in this situation? Step number one, read the last line. Step number two, slow down and now read the question. As a as you plan your project, you realize that you will be need to acquire services from several vendors. However, due to complexity of requirement, you are concerned that without additional input from the potential sellers, developing an adequate procurement strategy might be difficult. Step number one was read the last line. Step number two, slow down. Step number three, read the question, identify the keyword. Here the keywords is that procurement strategy, or you are doing the procurement. You want inputs from the sellers, or that you need input from that. So what would you do in that? Source selection analysis? No, we don't have to do source selection analysis. We are not clear about that. We want to have a discussion with someone. So A is not the right answer. A is straightforward, eliminated. Make or buy analysis, we already decided to buy it, so D is eliminated. Meeting with the seller, yes, it can be the answer. Bidder conference, a right term to meet with the seller is actually bidder conference. So C is right. Now that is the next step of 7-step formula. Use elimination technique. Go through every single option unless you get the right answer. So C seems the right answer, but B is better than C. So B will go to as a best answer. Acha, guys, one thing I learned in the last coaching call with my premium student, one student solved the option instead of A, B, C, D, he went from B, C, B, A. So I realized one thing, that human minds are in this way. If we read from D, we will go to till A, because what happened most of the time when we read A, we stop there and we don't read the another answer. It is possible other answers are better than that. So I do recommend as a new thing, read from the last option D, C, B, A, and do tell me, does this work for you? Yes or no? Acha ji. B is the right answer. Next question. So cost of quality. Cost of quality considered of cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. Cost of conformance is money spent uh, because to avoid failures. Cost of non-conformance spent money spent because of failures. What are the costs that can be to avoid the failures? Training cost, appraisal cost, non-destructive testing. But now failure cost can be two side, inside and outside. Okay, inside can be destructive testing, rework. Outside of the organization is warranty cost. It's a very important thing, because quality management plan has only two tools, and one of them is this. Which cost of consider is considered as outside? I hope now that makes sense to you. Training is inside, testing is inside, warranty cost can be considered as outside. So D will be the right answer for this question. G. Okay, G. C appraisal, C. Gee guys, what is the answer to this question? It's a very easy question if you understand it properly. Okay. What is the schedule variance? You see now, normally SPI and CPI questions or calculation question may or may not come in the exam. But if the question come, such questions can come in your real exam. You see, you don't have to use any formula here. Your project is of total 8 months, okay, and you are halfway towards that, which means planned value, if this is the complete budget, planned value is 500,000, and you have only done 40% of the work. Schedule variance is earned value minus planned value, so it is minus 10%. So that is straightforward this answer. You don't have to calculate any formula here, yaar. When you go to complex things and things like that, things become more complex. Here you can easily solve these question answers if you just understand how things are and how you can get into it. Please understand this thing, you don't have to use calculator in the exam. Although you get a calculator in your software, but you don't have to use it. If you have to use a calculator in the exam, you are doing something wrong. Mark these words. If you are using calculator, you are doing something wrong. Acha ji, next question. Why you are doing it? You are working on a project as a project manager. You are emphasizing it will better to deliver value incrementally as compared to one go. So, one of the tenets of agile is that we prefer to give value incrementally. So why we do that? You can earn more when value is delivered incrementally. Yeah, sure. It's not a wrong answer. There will be less risk when delivering value in one go. Yeah, still sure. There will be less risk when delivering value in one go. Wrong. Sorry. Both clients can go home early. No. Value can be realized early on by delivering value incrementally. That is one of the biggest benefit when you are delivering value incrementally. Please understand you will get the PMP exam will test your concept on predictive, agile, iterative, incremental. What are the difference? What is the benefit of that? So this question is kind of a very important for you. And D is the right answer. Car manufacturing company, you are designing a new car for the UA region. You are focused on delivering high level feature to test the market. You got a result, they are negative to what you expected. Cost is much higher than benefit. What will you do? Launch the MVP in the market. What you already did, you already launched the MVP. Na? Launch full project. Okay, cancel the project. Okay, test another project. Guys, now this answer seems like a right answer, but elimination technique demands you still go to the next option. This is a very important and a critical concept to understand. No matter what your answer is, still go to the next concept. One of the biggest thing is that project is based on the basis of business case. Business case is benefit to cost. Okay, what are the benefits, what are the cost? Minimum it should be on break even. Okay, if the benefits are more, that is why we are doing the project. But if at any time, if your cost becomes more than benefit, as a general, you will cancel the project, or you will start canceling the project, things like that. So in this particular question, the right answer will not be test another project, cancel the project would be the right option. So everyone who has a cancel the project has right answer. Gee, what will you do as a project manager? You are the project manager responsible for the upgradation of manned diesel engine. While you were in the planning phase, organizations have gone through merger, and now the organization strategy has changed, which makes your business obsolete. What will you do as the project manager? Now again, something has happened that your project is not valid anymore. Like these questions are more related towards compliance, business environment, those range. So what will you do? Continue to work on the project as normal? Of course not, yaar. That does not make sense. D is eliminated. Escalate the issue to sponsor? Yeah, can be. Update the project charter, keep that thing in mind. Business case, benefit management plan, charter cannot be updated. Update the business case again, as I said. So C will be the right answer. You escalate to the sponsor. Sponsor will take the decision on closing the project, what to do, what not to do. G Abbas, very well done. Business case and project charter cannot be updated. Guys, still not 50 lakhs to come to decision. Your team member is not performing well for the past 2 months. As a result, project is lacking behind of 1 month. You went to him and talked to him. You shared that three of his family members are suffering from COVID. You gave him a week off to take care of his family. Which skills you have used? Leadership skills for sure. Emotional intelligence for sure. Communication skills for sure. Influencing skill no. So this is an interesting question. Three options seems like right answers. So now we have to select which is the best answer among. Okay, communication skills, I can eliminate it. Now we are left with leadership skills and emotional intelligence. Leadership, it will go more towards emotional intelligence because you understand the emotions behind it, the motivation behind it, what things are happening in life. So I would go more with the emotional intelligence thing as compared to leadership skill. BI is the right answer. Guys, always use elimination technique. You have identified risk, planned its response, and set a risk owner to that risk. That risk occurred. Now, what will you do? Update. It's a very important thing. I have explained this concept before. If risk is identified and it occur, risk register gets updated. If an unidentified risk is identified, again risk register is updated. If unidentified risk occur, issue log is updated. Very important thing for the PMP exam. You identified risk, planned this response, set a owner, the risk occur. But will you update lesson learned register? Not at this stage. The question asked first. Risk management plan has nothing to do with it. Issue log, of course not. Risk register. Will you update? You're working in a construction project and resource has left the team. You have already identified the risk and have hired additional resource in place of this resource. What will you update? Resource management plan? Okay, can be. Procurement management plan? No. Issue log? No. So this is a very important thing in risk register and resource management plan. Both can be updated. Both can be updated. But the question says you identify the risk and hired additional resources. Identify the risk, you handle the risk, you mitigated that risk, and as a result, you need to update the risk register first. First, risk register need to update it, then the resource management plan can be updated. Risk register. First thing first, if SPI is greater than 1, it's a good thing. Ahead of schedule. Less than 1, bad thing. Same goes for CPI, greater than 1, good thing. CPI, less than 1, bad thing. So let's look. Gee, what does that indicate? You are the project manager responsible for upgradation of the manned diesel engine. The contract is expected to complete in 8 months, a cost of $1 million. 4 months have passed and your cost variance is, so basically CPI is positive greater than 1. SPI is positive greater than 1. You are running over budget? No. You are running under budget and within schedule? Yes. Under budget, below schedule? No. Over budget and below schedule? No. B is the right answer. Both SPI and CPI is at a good stage, so you are at this stage. G. What could have avoided this? You are in a sprint review, the client refused to accept user story and said he never agreed with the definition of the done. What could have avoided this? Inviting client to a daily stand-up, out of the question. Getting approval of a sprint goal by client, possible. Putting acceptance criteria and information radiator, no. Asking product owner to check before, yes. So the thing is that he is not accepting a user story, not the entire sprint. So this makes more sense because he is kind of a product owner is responsible for everything in the project. Product owner is the person who is there to look for those things. So we will go with the more of the product owner, what he is asking and what he is doing into that context. Most who will be what will be the most useful for this job? You are the new project manager joining a new project in the middle of execution. Last project manager left the organization due to health issues. You want to check what are the risk organization have handled in the past project. We are talking about the past project. What will the most useful? Risk register is for the current project. Project charter is for current project. Lesson learned register is for the current project. OPS have lesson learned repository, which has all the risk that we have handled in the past. So B will be the right answer in this particular question. Not D, B. Mangesh, put your focus on the question. Asad Abbas, understand what the question is actually asking. You spent a report to all the important however, when you went to them meet them, many of them have not read the report. What you have missed? You sent a report to the wrong stakeholders? I don't think so. You did not send them the video. It is never said in the question that they asked specifically for the video. You did not identify the preferred form of communication. Okay. Nothing, it's their fault. This is not their answer. You see, this is the job of the project manager to identify what is the preferred communication styles of the stakeholder, and in this particular way he need to identify like maybe they need push communication, pull communication. Like one of the way that we use in the corporate sectors, we ask them to put that whenever they read them email, roger that or accepted, I will review it, something to make sure that they really read the email, because otherwise the email can get lost in the business of the day. G. A client has requested to do the project. His requirements are fixed. Which life cycle you will be using for this project? So the question asks the requirements are fixed and he wants in parts. We will go with the incremental life cycle. Asad Abbas, why would you go with the agile when the requirements are fixed here? A or C, A or C, A or C. अच्छा जी. Which type of organization you are working? You are the project manager responsible for the upgradation of infrastructure. Functional manager came to you and has taken the key resources. You waited for the functional manager to return, although this will cause delay. Which type of organization is it? It is not strong matrix, it is not balanced, it is not projectized. We are left with functional and weak matrix. Now, it is project coordinator here, or a project expeditor, and here project coordinator. So whenever we have both option, we will go with the weak matrix as compared to functional matrix. If the weak matrix was not in the option, then we will go for the functional matrix. Acha ji. We have solved 15 questions. Manager update to reflect this. CEO was involved at the start of the project, as this was one of the riskiest. Now he has requested only to involve him phase review. So what documents the project manager update to reflect this? Not our issue log, not resource management plan. So the point is that he wants like 4 hour of communication, right information, right time, right people, right impact. He wants to have the less frequency of the communication. So of course it goes to communication plan. So these are 15 questions for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed in today's coaching call, and these question answers really helped you to understand the context of the PMP exam.